Everything is going to be okay, no matter what happens. Promise me that we'll always be there for each other. From the first frame, Omori wraps heartbreak in softness. The round silhouettes and gentle pastel tones promise comfort, but the total absence of light hints at something heavier. It's a world drawn to look safe so that the pain inside it hits even harder. Omori begins in the white space, a blank infinite void of pure white. No shadows, no walls, just a few objects suspended in emptiness. Tissues, a laptop, a light bulb. Is the aesthetic of emotional suppression. Too quiet, too simple, too safe. Then comes the sketchbook. At first glance, it's black and white, but every page bleeds with red. Not just a splash, but streaks that persist. Drowning figures, faceless monsters, and slabs of meat. They're not pixel art at all, but rough sketches on paper. That red cuts violently through the monotone world, a color that refuses to stay buried. The only exit is a white door, a symbol of escape, of readiness, but the door won't open until you find a knife. Its bright, unnervingly sharp against the soft pixel art. It's your first clue. Danger rendered in clarity. By choosing a minimalist 8-bit style, Omori lets emptiness speak louder than detail. Expression comes not from high resolution, realism, but from color and framing. From how little it shows, dialogue becomes brushwork, palette becomes psychology. When you finally leave the white space, the screen erupts in color. Headspace, a dreamlike world of constellations, candy colored landscapes, and oversized toys. Every hue is saturated, every line soft. It feels safe, it feels fun, but that safety is a lie. Omori himself remains black and white, still untouched by the world's color. The visual contrast becomes storytelling. Color equals inclusion, absence of color equals repression. The battles in Headspace carry the same ideas. The art shifts slightly. Characters are drawn in expressive 2D sprites. The enemies look like doodles or toys. Attacks are playful, pep talks, pillow throws, basketballs. But Omori still uses his knife. The sound of it, that sharp slice, feels brutal among the childlike animations. In a realistic game, that knife might not stand out, but surrounded by softness, it becomes tragic. A child acting out something they don't understand. As the story deepens, cracks appear in Headspace's bright surface. Basil discovers a photo and something changes. His expressions turn panicked. The edges of the screen darken with bleeding black texture. A shapeless ink blot seeps into view. Not pixel art. It's rough, raw, unfinished. A stylistic intrusion that feels wrong. The horror isn't in the detail, it's in the contrast. It's Omori's guilt rendered as an artistic error. After this, you wake up again in white space, but now the door is gone. You hear heartbeats, frantic and close. There's only one new command in the menu: stab. The only thing here you can stab is yourself. Then you wake up as Sunny, the boy behind Omori. The art style stays pixelated, but feels grounded now. Rooms have perspective, objects make sense. This is realism within the same art system, precision instead of whimsy. The world is smaller, colder, and lonelier. You learn Sunny's friends have drifted apart, and that something terrible happened between them. When you try to go downstairs at night, Sunny hesitates. The staircase stretches endlessly, distorted. Black arms reach from the walls, not drawn not as sprites, but a photorealistic hand, jarringly realistic amid the pixel world. Again, the contrast terrifies more than the realism ever could. Imagine if Omori was a cinematic 3D game. Realistic faces, detailed lighting, motion captured emotion. It could still tell a good story, but it would lose something essential. In realism, emotion lives in facial acting and body language. Everything is explicit. But Omori's abstraction forces us to project feeling onto still faces and empty rooms. We feel through color instead of expression, through silence instead of animation. White means suppression, Pastels mean denial, red means intrusion, and black means guilt. In a realistic rendering, these wouldn't carry emotional syntax, they'd just be lighting choices. Here, they're grammar. Omori isn't simply a story told through its art style, it's a story carried by it. Its contrast between cuteness and horror, abstraction and realism, becomes the emotional architecture of the game. Its own decoration is the story's heartbeat. Through color and silence, we feel avoidance. Through palette shift, repression. Through simplicity, truth struggling to surface. And that's why Omori proves that sometimes the simplest art can hold the deepest emotion, that a smile drawn in crayon can hurt more than a scream rendered in 4K.